What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Church Boy V, with a great video. I'm tired. I'm just coming from the movies. I took me and my sisters and my nephew to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I will let y'all know this will have a lot of spoilers. So, in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get to the movie. This was a great movie, and I will give my rating at the end. What I loved about the movie, I loved how they did Spider-Man. You know, how he started off with talking and stuff like that. They kept that element in the movie. I love how he was relatable. He had to make a hard decision that involved people that he loved. That was real tough. And he battling between that in the midst of still showing up to help save the people in New York. And this was a great story, and as well as him watching and going over the videos with his friends that he kept, and that he followed his friend on, I think, on Instagram, and he just kept up with him through that whole college. I think the first, I can't remember, it was the whole college semester, all or one semester, or all 4 years. I can't remember, but he kept up with him. That scene when he went to the party, that was funny. He was awkward and trying to sneak his way into his friend's life, knowingly, unknowingly. And then the part where I'm gonna be all over the place, so forgive me. But another part was the action scenes. That was peak. That was great. I loved how him battling within himself. Do you want to be Peter or do you want to be Spider-Man? That was tough. I think that I said it before he even said us, when Gene was like, "You gonna be Spider-Man or you gonna be part?" I'm like, both. Duh. And he said, I like, oh snap. And then I loved how they did the Punisher. Him and the Punisher was comedy gold. They back and forth, they banter, they arguing and stuff like that, but still having each other back, still looking out for each other. It was so funny, so good. Their chemistry was on point. It was like Wolverine and Deadpool type chemistry. And then what I love also about this movie is him figuring out about his DNA, him mutating and his spider side taking over for the most part, and getting into his new powers, and his body rejecting the made up spider shooters, and him not knowing what's going on with him, and him going through a day like crisis. And also, I love the touch of him working with the spider, him working with the chief of police. I think that was him working with the police, talking, and her putting her little input with Spider Man. Hey man, you need to take a break. You need a vacation. You don't got no loved ones, this and that. Like, they back and forth was a nice touch to it. The Hulk was real good, and you seen the old Hulk. You didn't see the MCU Hulk. You seen the old Hulk, and you could tell because it said, "Dang, you got bigger. You a lot bigger." And you can see that from the old Hulk. Like, oh, I was like, why he bringing back the old Hulk? But it makes sense because he gonna be in Doomsday. So if he be, well, I don't know if he gonna be. If he be in Doomsday, it makes sense. They're gonna bring back the old Hulk. They need to, but the only problem, I think the Hawk should have got way more screen time than what he did. I love the class scene, him talking to Peter, and him actually fighting and chasing him. But I think he should have got a little more screen time. It don't have to be a lot more, but just a little tad bit. I enjoyed the Hulk in this. And oh man, that plot twist of them people lying to Spider-Man about Jean Grey being the villain, and all along they was the villains. Oh man, that was and YouTubers was speculating it was Jean Grey that was going against Spider-Man and taking over people's minds and stuff like that. A lot of people were speculating it was her, that was Jean Grey, but me, all right, man, I don't know what. I want to shoot for myself. Boy, I was acting up. I ain't gonna lie. My other sister, she was like, "Hey, you worse than a kid." I said, "My bad. I'm sorry." Cause when you when you read comic books and you actually watch videos that break down different heroes and trailers and stuff like that connected, and pieces start coming together, you have no choice but to be loud. I was like, "Oh, snap!" Like, I knew it. I was doing that. I know the dude on Sawmill, like, this dude needs to shut up. But I love the movie. I give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing I just wanted was the hope to get more shine, more TV time, more movie time. That was the only problem. Everything else was good. And the X-Men, the Spider-Man crossover, man, brilliant, brilliant. I would tell my sisters, cause if we law, like they should have been doing crossovers like this, like two heroes, like in one movie, in the main, and then the main person, and then some other heroes. I mean, not counting Avengers, they did it in Black Panther a little bit. They ain't doing too much. They ain't doing too much movies, but they did it in Thor with the Hulk. They started doing it with the Hulk, but people say it was bad. I ain't gonna watch it, but they didn't do it like that. Have multiple heroes and villains from the same or different comics and universes and stuff. It was fire. And I love how they sprinkle Spider-Man different villains like Scorpion, Sandman. I think that's his name, Sandman. And that's another dude. I love how they sprinkled that in there. That was good, man. This was a great movie. Like I said, 9 out of 10. And then the ending scene where he was on the bat track. I mean, the Spidey tracker. That was crazy. Oh, I did want to say that even though his friend's memories, it was sad when Jean Grey was playing mind tricks with Peter when she took over when she took over MJ mind and had him think that she remembered and she didn't remember, and even after she read the letter, she didn't remember. And then I love the part where they was warming up to each other. He had to leave, and he was leaving as Spider-Man, she was like, "Be careful, Peter Parker," and he was, and his friend, the big dude was like, "Peter Parker," and then towards the end when they meet in that coffee shop and they do the handshake, and he say, "Hi, my name Peter," and then at the last minute he realized, "Peter," then it cut off. That was crazy. That was crazy. This was a great movie. It had so many different layers. The plot and the story was solid. It was easy to follow, and the black dude, the black villain, and Jean Grey. Those some good villains, and then, like I said, plot twist was crazy. And then them fight scene was nice between Spider-Man fighting the Hulk, between Spider-Man fighting them swordsmen, them ninja swords people. That was that was about the best scene in the whole movie. That was beautiful. And what I loved about while that's outside. But what I love about this movie, man, they stuck to Spider-Man, his life. They brought some of the past with May. I mean, they brought some of the sprinkle of the past back, but they stuck with the script. Spider-Man, picking back off the old Spider-Man and him coming to his own, coming to him as Spider-Man and how everything came together. It was a good movie, man. Like I said, it was a 9 out of 10. Then it was packed. The movie was packed. I'm glad I bought my tickets early. I bought my tickets a week in advance, so we won't have no slip ups. And then I went back. The only first two rows had was available. Everything else was sold out. So I'm glad I was able to do that, get them tickets, and we just had a great time, had a great experience. They had a dude, one of the employees dressed up as Spider-Man, handing out Spider-Man comic books and Pokemon cards and stuff like that. So that was a great movie, man. This is one of the top movies I've seen so far. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all thought of the movie, what y'all review, what's y'all favorite part. Tell me something. This was a good movie. Y'all just take care. I'm tired. I'm finna take a nap and sleepy. We ate afterwards, but it was a great movie. I'm glad they did it. This what Marvel need. They need movies like this, and this was no boring movie. This was a good movie, so I can't wait till Doomsday. So it's gonna be a blast. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and post this, and I'm gonna find some Doomsday stuff we can react to. And y'all have a blessed one, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit love you. I love you. We out.